15 is that is Mohamedou,
Mohamedou
because
Sakho.
23 is Mamadou. This is Mohamedou.
Yeah, okay.
Seiko,
Yeah.
and then Mohamedou Dulap,
Yeah, Mamadou Diop.
and then let's see, Giovanni. Geez. I don't think he plays much anyway.
Ekwe Blah. Yeah.
Giovanni.
Ekwe Blah is what I would go with. Ekwe Blah. Yeah.
Ekwe Blah.
Sounds good.
Kamani Hopkins.
Oh, it's live. The mics are hot? Okay.
Now they can't.
Interesting audio choice.
Yeah. That is not on the playlist.
It's not on mine anyway, I know that.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the crowd here at Georgia Highlands College in Rome, Georgia, on the campus of a very cold campus right now, but thank goodness that's why we love basketball so much, because it's indoors, not outdoors. Starting lineups are coming out, but my name is Tony McIntosh. I'm joined today by Danny Katula, and we're going to bring you the play-by-play today, and you're going to hear Danny a lot with baseball and basketball, as well as softball and others. And so the lights just went out. There they go. Oh, of course, they got the spotlight. Something new. This is their first conference game, and the one that counts, Danny, as we're glad to get the preseason over, because that was not very nice to the Chargers.
No, it wasn't. We were talking about it before the broadcast started, Tony. This is definitely it's one that, at the end of the day, beyond what you think about momentum or, really feeling good about the conference slate, those preseason, if you will, or non-conference games don't mean a whole lot. And now that we have started, they've had a couple of away games in the conference and gone 2-0. They went on that road trip down in South Georgia and picked up 2 wins, 2 pretty sizable wins at that. And they got to feel good despite going in 4-9 into the conference slate. Now you're at 6-9, you're 2-0 in the conference, and you're playing another undefeated team in South Georgia State College. They're 3-0 in the conference, so this is where you really start to show if you've got what it takes. And
this is also a rematch of last year's conference championship game in the Georgia Collegiate Athletic Association, the GCAA. And last year, unfortunately, was not a good conference game for the Chargers, because they dropped that, and South Georgia went on to represent the conference in the national tournament. The women's team last year, a couple of years ago, they went to that national tournament, actually played in the national championship game in Texas, and so they're trying to rekindle that magic as well in the women's program. They are off today, and but we got some big games coming up next week, and we'll tell you about it as we progress here. So, ready to tip things off here, and nice tip. South Georgia's going to get it. Layup, miss, no good. Rebound by Conti. Loses the handle on it just a little bit, and Payne picks it up, gives it back to Canty, and he takes it over to the far wing. Now back up to the top. Ball nearly knocked away a little bit by South Georgia. Back to the top of the key. Baldwin looks for somebody to pass it to, and he gets it over to Payne. 3-point attempt, and it's good. That one by Jaquan Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson's going to be the guy to watch. He's going to need a bounce-back game. He leads the team with 17 a game in scoring, but only drops 2 in the most recent game.
All right, South Georgia bringing it down. Davis at the top of the key. Got good man defense by the Chargers. He passes it off over to Davis, and he gets it back to Moore. Moore goes across court, 3-point shot, attempt, no good. Rebound Chargers, here they come. Payne bringing it down for Georgia Highlands. Stops another 3-point attempt off the back of the iron, and South Georgia comes up with that rebound.
And he liked it coming off. You could see he was starting to wheel away, just didn't fall for him.
South Georgia State College Hawks making the trip up. Going to go a little alley-oop off the backboard, no good. A fast break by the Chargers. Picks up 3 points, nobody's coming out to guard him, and that was a mistake. Payne knocks down Kim Payne.
You can already tell, Tony, it's going to be really important, that transition play. That's how Georgia Highlands is going to want to get their points.
Chargers are up 6-0 right now, just underway here, 18-25 in the first half. South Georgia State gets a travel. That's Giannis Woods getting called for that violation. And of course, if you watch a lot of TikTok videos, nobody ever walks in basketball. You can take 12 steps and lay it up. It just depends on what level you're in.
Yeah, that's right.
That definitely was a shuffle. Hawks come out and try to, yeah, this is not the NBA. Little stutter step, there's a scramble, and it's going to be a jump ball, and I believe the arrow is pointing toward the Chargers. Chargers could definitely take advantage of that 3-point shot, and I'm surprised that the Hawks didn't come out and contest a couple of those. Well, the 2 that went in, nobody was on it. Knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be 15 on the shot clock. Payne's going to inbound for Georgia Highlands. Finds his man, gets it over to Nelson. And that was He was kind of caught in no man's land on that one. Layup, no good, but comes back with a jam. That's going to be Joseph Bell slamming it down for 2. 6-2 is our score. Chargers come back quickly. Another three-point opportunity. That off no rim. Baldwin comes back and puts that one in. Excuse me, that was Hopkinson.
Yeah, it's a nice finish by Hopkinson. He took advantage of the fact that South Georgia State did not really box out on that backside, and he'll take the easy layup every time.
All right, we've got 8-2 right now. Tony McIntosh and Danny Catula with you here from the corral. Another alley-oop attempt, no good. He took an extra step, went out of bounds, but got it back in play. Joseph Bell has it now on the near wing. He's going to take a 3. It's no good. Rebound, Chargers. Conte coming down with that one. A big three-point attempt, no good. Rebound by Baldwin. Gets it back up to the top of the near wing. Drive and dribble by Conte, no good. He dishes it out for a three-point attempt, and that is off by Hopkinson. Yeah, you can live and die by the 3 points, three-point shot, and we've kind of gone cold here about the last 4 or 5. Drive inside, we hit the deck, no good. Spin, layup is good. It's 8-4 now. Nelson takes it inside the lane, now brings it back out on the far wing. We've got them spread out like a 2-3 offense. Payne on the near wing now, dribbles it back up to the top, over to the other side, gets it back over to Nelson. He's going to drive to the left side and dishes it off to Hopkinson, and no good. And nearly got caught by the shot clock. Ball stolen by Conte, and a foul. And it's 2-shot foul. Got him as was attempting the shot there on that one. That was a good defense.
Yeah, it's good hustle, and that's what's going to matter, I think, in this one as well. Defensive plays that can lead to quick offense. We're starting to notice why the Chargers are shooting the ball outside so much. South Georgia State, for me, a big plus to their early game so far has been that interior defense.
First shot is up, and it's going to be nice.
Yeah, Conte knocks that one down.
And coming into, let's see, we've got a substitute for Jordan Moore comes in. He's a guard, sophomore guard for Georgia State College. And the second shot is good. So 100% on the free throw shots. 9-4. Long pass, Snowbird. And he that was a tough contest. That's one of their better players right there, Lade Davis. Big guy. And the ball is tipped out and is going to go Georgia State, South Georgia State College. And the ball was out on Payne. He tipped the inbounds pass. All these State College, South, North Georgia, you never know who exactly you're playing. We're just going to go with Hawks for a while. His drive's no good. Good defense, and it's going to be a foul. I think they're going to get Hopkinson for this one. Yeah, nope, it is 30. That is going to be on Baldwin. Baldwin gets his first foul. 10-6 is our score, and going to the line to shoot is going to be Lade Davis. He's a forward, a sophomore. And that's going to roll off to the side.
It's always what you ask for in your home gym is the right bounces, and you got a positive one for the Chargers on their end, and then now a negative one for South Georgia. Rim's doing a job for us today.
Isaiah Logan checks in. Yeah, it's those that will roll in and then roll and stand on the back of the rim that just never falls down. Abraham Abezmai, I call him AB. AB is in. Abraham is in. Now number 21.
Nice little nickname. I like it.
You did a better job at that name. I tell you what. There's a lot of names on here.
There are. Let's see if I got this one. A guy from Togo, Ibizimakor. Abraham Ibizimakor.
That's a good. Yeah, there you go.
He's a big frame as well. 6'9" forward out of Togo, like I mentioned, in West Africa, but came by way of Georgia State D1 program.
All right, Chargers have the ball now. Moving around, Conte. They pass around on the first. Nelson. He's going to dish it off to Payne. And they go baseline, drive baseline, a little floater, no good. And South Georgia, well, we get the remount. Now they've got it. There was a little scramble on the floor in the lane there for a second. They're going to run the floor. 360. I got to give him at least a 7.5 on style points. His legs were a little too far apart for that to be a highlight film there. I don't know. He just kind of threw it up there. You know, he was in the squat position.
Listen, Tony, if that was me, that would be in my highlight film 10 times out of 10. I couldn't do anything close to that.
Oh, Isaiah Logan tried her three-pointer, no good. South Georgia State brings it back down. 1 point lead by the Chargers, 10-9. Going to drive the baseline, reverse layup, good. That's Kyrie Davis. Chargers are going to push it down. Reject, that's actually going to be a goaltend. Isaiah Logan challenged the big guy and won.
Yeah, really for the first time, Tony, this has been a really tough place for Georgia Highlands to get points as we go to a media break, but that's going to be something to watch. Can they turn those three-point looks into open twos that are more likely to go in? That shot selection has to maybe be a little bit better. All
right, we've got a timeout, 14:32 in the first half, and the Chargers are up 12-11. All right, we're back here after that media timeout, and again, the Chargers have a 1 point lead and the ball. No, I take that back. South Georgia State has the ball. They're going to bring it down after that play, and now we're going to come out and press them a little bit. Taking their time to get it down the court. That always makes me nervous. Davis has it. Going to swing it over to the near wing, going down low, and loses the handle right into the hands of Jacob Payne. Baldwin drives baseline. No good. Actually, that was, Lucas, Isaiah Lucas on that. I figure by close to the end of the season, I'll almost have the names and numbers exactly perfect. But
that always takes time, doesn't it?
Well, it does. It does. But Lucas is going to go to the line and shoot. He's got 2 shots. And he misses the first one there. That was a couple of, Lucas and Baldwin not on the printed roster.
I was going to say, I'm trying to find a number 0.
And he makes that one, so 50% on that. It's 14-11 now, 3-point lead by the Chargers at 14:05 in the first half here at the Corral. He almost went backcourt on that one, and a fast break, layup. Wow, they are shooting and lining up guys at the wings and just firing them in and doing the passing there. That is a backdoor offense, I guess. They like to move it. South Georgia State coach a little fired up about something over there. 9-8 on the shot clock. Layup, no good. They crash the boards, and there is a technical foul on the South Georgia State coach. Is it?
Well, that's a great question. Did they call it?
Well, I'm not sure what they called. I thought it was a tee because he was giving somebody the business over there on the far side.
I don't know if it was a referee or who it was, but if it's a technical foul that gives you the ball back, that's one that I would recommend for anybody.
I don't know. All right. South Georgia State's going to drive inside. A little activity in the lane there. They're going to try for a 3. No, he changes his mind. Brings it back out to the near wing. Down low. Works 2 on 3, and let's see. We've got a foul, and that is going to be on. I believe that's going to be on Jones.
Yeah,
No, that's on Abraham.
Oh, they got Abraham?
Abraham, 21. He got called for the reach on that one. So South Georgia State will inbound. Bounce, pass, inbounds, turn around, a little jump hook, and that is good. You don't see that shot much anymore. Lay Davis, little turnaround jumper. And
oh boy,
knocks the ball and loses control. That is going to be, well, knocks it out of bounds.
That's not what you want to see for both sides. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming we don't have a review system at all to check this. Referee's over at the table, as you guys can see on the left side of your picture. I don't know if that's trying to figure out a clock issue. A lot of times you'll see at this level some issues with game clock, shot clock things. Oh, well, that's where he's looking.
Well, we've got a so on the shot clock, we've got a former high school basketball coach, retired many years, won a few championships himself. So he knows what he's doing. I'm not really sure what the deal is. But
you got to consider equipment sometimes too.
Yeah,
you can't fault it.
Now Coach Baldwin and Coach Merritt are kind of sharing some advice across the way from each other. Hey, if you ever go on a trip, you need to carry a bunch of folks with you and a big crowd. You can travel like the Chargers do, which is from Automax Rent-A-Car. They have buses. They have large buses, smaller buses, and, well, you can just take 16 to 20 passengers, and you can travel in style. As a matter of fact, I've actually driven one of those to Cincinnati and back, and they really are pretty easy to drive.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
That's not easy to find either. Some of those buses are pretty cumbersome to get around. No
nice
fun.
Nice little 14. I think it was a 14 or 16 passenger.
Oh, okay.
All right, fakes the 3-point on the outside. They turn around inside. I tell you what, South Georgia State is really having their way under the basket. They are like owning that area, getting those shots off. Lucas is going to try a three off the rim, no good. Rebound Hawks. They're going to bring it down. Loses the handle on it just for a second and recovers. Davis has it on the down low. Back up to the top by Moore. Moore's jumper, no good. Rebound, Chargers. Payne brings it down for Georgia Highlands. Loses the handle, trying to get a little help there. They kick it back out. Trying to reset now the offense. 17 on the shot clock. And there's going to be a travel. That was a double team defense there on Georgia Highlands, and wasn't a whole lot that Payne could do to get out of that. Checking out of the game now as Conte is going out, and coming in is Jayshon Jones is returning into the lineup.
Yeah, it's been good coaching defensively and some good defensive adjustments from South Georgia State. You saw GHC really start to get hot quickly from the three-point line, and rather than go out and guard the three-point line and force them to drive, what they've done is double team instead and take away the drive and pop. So it's really taking everything that they want to do.
They're going to drive to the basket and get fouled going up on that, and that one is going to be a two-shotter there as South Georgia State takes a three-point lead now, 17-14. It took the Hawks a little while to get warmed up, and then once they got it going, though, it's a very intense defense. I think that was the key right there. They really caused some turnovers, and that is not going to count. He stepped over the line.
I'm trying to think of the last time I've seen that.
Yeah, they're going to have to take that one off. They're going to have to take that shot off. So for the scorekeeper, it would probably help them if he actually sunk this one. They wouldn't have to put anything up. Well, they back. Well, no good. And there's a foul on the floor. That's going to be on Jones. Reached in, so it's 17-14.
They're going to have to start watching team fouls as well over the course of this first half. It's nothing dire necessarily right now, just 4 on the half, but we're still, haven't quite at the 10-minute mark, still not even halfway through. You got to be smart there.
A little alley-oop inbound, no good, and there's a scramble underneath, and who are they going to call this on? It's going to be on
GHC.
It's going to be on Hopkinson, it looks like. No, it's going to be, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's going to be on South Georgia State.
That'll work.
So we inbounds. And they come out with some serious defense. What did he call over there?
He called his time, and it's something he didn't like to stop it there.
You know, I think that
got to get across. So they didn't get across, so they didn't reset the clock, and the coach is furious about that. So, so the coach called, he said, my time, and he put it on the sideline, but he did not inform them that he didn't reset the clock, which is something that usually referees will do as a courtesy. He didn't do it, and they didn't realize. So they had 4 seconds to get across. They had no idea. Tough break.
That is a big aggravation. South Georgia State, another alley-oop attempt. They've been doing that a lot. I guess they see something over there. No good. Rebound. And very strong. Baldwin just comes down like he owns that lane, and he did wipe the glass to bring it in. Now we get it down to the far side of the corner. Back out of the top. Swing it around. Drives in. Goes across court, and a three-point shot. No good. Baldwin gets the rebound. Reverse layup is good. That's Hopkinson, excuse me.
Yeah, really nice work from Kamani Hopkinson out of Lauderhill, Florida. Does a really good job. That's what GHC is going to have to start being able to do. If the three-pointer is taken away from them, you've got to get points on defensive plays and on rebounds.
A little extra pressure there. That hurries up South Georgia State. Line goes up, and a block and a body foul. That's going to be Baldwin. He did get him. But they have been really daring to come after anybody in the down low in the lane, especially under that basket all game long.
Yeah, I agree. The effort is there. Maybe the execution not quite. And then you look at it, this is a South Georgia State team that's very good inside with their presence. They have a lot of size, a lot more than the Chargers do, probably more athleticism as well. They're out jumping them. They out height and weight them, so they're taking advantage of that right now.
Well, this is a defending conference champion, and Highlands is playing with practically a brand new team from last year. It's a brand new bunch of guys. Three-point attempt, no good. Nothing but air on that one. It's knocked out of bounds by Devon Rainey. And it's going to be Chargers basketball. 22 on the shot clock, and they're going to take it down at the baseline underneath the basket. Hopkinson gets the ball in. It's knocked out of bounds by a Hawk. Coming into the game now for the Chargers is going to be Conte. Muhammad Conte's coming back in.
Tony, if it's me, this is when I would be drawing up something to get a three-point attempt for Jaquan Nelson. He's the team's leading scorer again, trying to get him back into form after an off game last time.
Just got to get him open. Nelson's got the ball. Far wing, 16 on the shot clock. They move around to the near side, back over to Nelson. He gets a screen. He's going to try to drive inside, kicks the ball back out. A three-pointer, that was right off the rim. Scramble for the ball, we have it, and shot clock goes off. It did not hit the rim.
And
not even a little bit, which, that was so close. And there's a timeout on the floor. So we have another timeout, and we've got a good one here at the Corral. 10-16 mark, and South Georgia State leading the Chargers 18-16. All right, back here after the timeout. Tony McIntosh and Danny Catula with you, and also we have Rainey doing the dance for us over here. Rainey's, if we had a fan cam, he'd be all over it, but he's our technical director today. Ball taken away. Layup and jam. That is Jason Jones. putting an exclamation point on that one, and we are tied up at 18.
I think you might have heard what I said about the athleticism and said, hey, I better show them a lesson.
South Georgia State moving around, reverse layup, it's good. Putting some pressure on the Chargers. Ball's taken away by the Hawks. They go up the layup, and that is going to be no good, and a foul. Mohamed Conti is going to be called for that, I believe, right there. Let's see, we'll be shooting 2.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Conti who gave the ball away in the first place on the errant pass. And so, I mean, not only do you potentially give up 2 points, but now you put yourself, next time, it's shooting the whole rest of the way, single bonus, and then you'd assume they get the double.
It's 16 fouls right now. First shot, no good.
And a close game, that matters, Tony. It makes a difference. Got to be a little bit smarter now defending on the ball, even when it's not a shooting situation.
Jakim Payne comes in for the Chargers. Second shot is good. And South Georgia does some subbing as well. They're setting up in a full court press now, man press. Big game for both. The 2 unbeaten teams going at it today at the Corral. We still got another half to get out here and see it. Absolutely. Love to have you. Got a decent crowd here today. It being 0 degrees. Working the ball around. Trying to drive inside the lane a little bit. No good. They're slapping at it, trying to get rid of it. It's going to be called for double dribble. That might have been one attempt at a dribble too many. Even though I would have given him, it was knocked out. He lost control of it. But that's not the way the men in the striped suits saw it. Layup, almost uncontested there. 23-18, and I'm going to tell you right now, this might be getting a little out of hand. As the earthquake just came through here and knocked that out. There we go.
That's what it sounded like.
Another alley-oop jam. So this is what you need to try to figure out and do before it gets too crazy on you. 26-18, it's an 8-point lead by South Georgia. And they are really pressing the Chargers. Three-pointer, no good.
Man, that's unfortunate because that's the three-point look that you want. That's the player you want to shoot it. I don't mind the shot selection. It just didn't fall at a really crucial time.
South Georgia getting a pick, going to the three-point on the near wing, and that was nothing but net. Kyrie Davis.
Well, if you
10-point lead.
You can't see him. He's off in the corner now, but Coach Hobbs for GHC is not pleased.
And a block. They kick it back out, and that looked like nothing but net. So South Georgia State is just kind of letting this thing, they're taking advantage, pouring the salt in the wounds right now. So it's 7:51 to go. You don't want any more unforced turnovers. You got to keep you cool. You're still very much in this. Work the ball around. 8 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, no good. Wow. We have just gone absolutely cold on the three-point shots right now.
Yeah, right you are.
South Georgia State going to drive, give and go, and another jam. It's almost like they're putting a give and go clinic here today.
That's right.
And we've got to come up with some sort of an answer for this.
Yeah,
33-18. Almost stolen it again. Want to drive the lane, lay it up, and it's good. Take it to him. You can't be afraid to challenge it. And there's a timeout on the floor. 33-20. South Georgia State Hawks out in front right now at 6:58 to go. This is Georgia College, Georgia Chargers basketball. All right, we're back with you. 6:58 and 33-20 is the score right now. South Georgia State Hawks out in front of the Georgia Highlands College Chargers. And Danny, you were making a point about the Hawks they're kind of dominating both sides of the floor right now. And what's the answer?
Well, I think the answer is being a little bit more creative. In games where you are not the more athletic team, when you're not the more sizable team, you've got to find ways to get the ball inside. You can think about it similarly to football. If you can't run the ball, you run screens. You try to get the ball out wide to force it back in, use movement. Those are the types of things I'm looking for.
It's going to be a turnover on kicking the ball.
I think it'll stay with South Georgia, though.
All right, there we go. They're going
to kicked it.
So our guy got their foot on it. Spin, little jumper, and a floater is good.
That's hard to stop when you don't have the size to beat a guy like that. That's Kyrie Davis, and he's just tall for a guard.
All right, Chargers are going to get something going here. Need a couple of threes to fall, or just take it to the in the paint just like that. Inside, little shot, a little floater over there. Muhammad Conte. Able to get that short one there. You just have to take it to him and dare him to foul you, really.
Yeah, he's done that twice in a row now, Conte, and he is one of the more experienced guys, one of the more consistent. Only player to start all 15 games on the season for GHC, showing the experience there.
All right, a little layup, no good, and we have a foul over the back, and that's going to be on South Georgia State.
I think it's a loose ball foul on Jordan Moore. That'll work out great. And again, rebounding. That's another thing that's going to be crucial. When they do miss the Hawks, you've got to be able to get the defensive board, and it was a tough one, but GHC was able to grab it.
And we have a player in for Georgia Highlands. We do not have a name for it. Number 13 just popped in.
That's exciting.
I think I met him the other day, as a matter of fact.
Oh, is that right?
And the AD's office.
Okay.
Attempted layup, no good. And South Georgia's going to bring it down. Try the alley-oop once more. No dice on that one. Conte gets it back out to Payne. They swing it around the horn a little bit. Hopkinson for three, and finally, got one fall. It's been almost 10 minutes since we've got a three to fall. 35-25, a 10-point deficit here.
Yeah, secret to that one was they didn't take the first three-point look they had. They took the best one they had. They waited a couple of times. That's the difference.
And South Georgia State tried to answer, but no good. And the inbound ball just went out. And Coach Barrett, JJ, well, he keeps his hair short anyway, so I can't say he's pulling his hair out, but
maybe that's why.
He is pacing. Had to pick his stool up and gently put it over the railing, even though I know he wanted to slam it down.
You could tell it's been that type of start to this one. It's mental errors. So it's one thing when you're being outplayed and out physicaled, but in a certain sense, it's almost worse to have that combination, right, where physically you're not able to keep up and it's tough, but then also you're killing yourself mentally. That's almost worse.
13, DJ Douglas.
Oh, there you go.
All right, Nelson with a attempted shot and no good.
Well, let's give a shout out to the AD you mentioned a second ago, Brandon Harrell. He just came through with us for number 13, but also in general, fantastic guy to work with.
I had his Gatorade bottle and everything, man.
That's right.
Three is in. It's 40-25 now. Highlands trying to get the ball down the court, trying to get it across the timeline. They just get it across to Conte, and there's going to be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, it should be on the floor, I think.
Douglas is from Grovetown, Georgia, went to Grovetown High School. He is a freshman. 6'8", forward. And we have another timeout. So the Chargers are doing what they can. We're just going to keep it here. The Chargers are doing what they can to put up. But, Danny, it really is the key is defense. The Hawks have just come out, and they are just all over the Chargers.
Yeah, that's right. It starts with defense, and so when you've got a team, we've talked about it a few times, when they're playing really well inside and not letting you do what you want to, which is get to the rack and get high percentage looks, you have to rely on his fundamentals, right? Defensively, every possession matters. When they miss, you have to crash the defensive boards. On offense, the more you can get second chances, especially off the glass, off the backside, those are easy layups. We've gotten a couple of those. So when the shots aren't falling and when inside it's not easy to penetrate, you've got to get those looks on your misses. You've got to be crashing the boards, boxing out on both sides, and maybe more important than any of that other stuff is what Coach Merritt is really frustrated about is you got to limit those mental mistakes. Keep the ball in your possession. Be smart. They're not pressing either, so they're unforced errors. Just kind of slow things down a little bit, find your open players, and make sure you're not killing yourself.
Well, South Georgia State is in the bonus, so the next 3 minutes and 55 seconds, we need to kind of go foul-free, and also it's a good opportunity for some tough defense by the Chargers, and at the same time, let's try to knock this lead down and get it, I would say, under back in the single digits before you go in at halftime, because South Georgia State is relentless, and when they mash the gas or keep your foot on your throat or something like that, they're good at doing that.
That's right.
So Chargers are going to inbound, 20 seconds on the shot clock, and it's going to be inbound by Payne. J. Payne will throw it in for Georgia Highlands College. Bounce into Conte. He gets a double team there in the background. They're swinging around the horn and threw the ball. It went off of 2 Chargers. I think Hopkinson thought it was for him and wasn't sure, and then it went right through him to Nelson, which Nelson would have been a guy that want to get it to for the three-pointer, but a little miscue on that one. 3:38 to go in the first half. 3-point shot, and it's good. Nothing but net. And he is killing us. That's Joseph Bell.
That's not the first time he's done that to us, and he's going to keep doing it if we give him the space.
All right, we push it up the floor. Get it across the timeline. And South Georgia State is just absolutely pressing everybody. Conte tries to get in. It's going to be a foul on the Hawks. And now both teams are in the bonus now.
And this one's going to be well, no, it's not. I would have thought that would be a continuation.
Maybe yeah.
They're going on the floor for that one, though.
All right.
So no shots. But again, Conte driving to the basket. He's not the leading scorer on this team, third leading scorer, only averaging 12 a contest. But he gets to the rack clearly and does a good job once he gets there.
If you can bring him in and suck him into the middle, and then you get a forced double team, and then you can push it out to somebody either on the baseline or the wing, then that's a good thing. All right, Hopkinson. Oh, that one got away from him, but he gets his own rebound, and there's another foul. So this was going to be, I believe, a two-shot foul. In the bonus now, the South Georgia State with 7 team fouls. So that will put Kamani Hopkinson out of Lauderdale, Florida, or Lauderhill, Florida, excuse me.
That's what I thought when I first read it too.
First glance, that's what you think.
I can't say I've ever heard of Lauderhill, to be honest with you.
I'm not familiar with that. All right, coming in now, Abraham is back in the game. All 6'9" of him.
Well, you want to know what's really funny about it, Tony? Lauderhill is literally adjacent to Fort Lauderdale. It's the exact same place.
There you go, sister city, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's push it. Georgia State, South Georgia State pushing it now. Layup miss, no good. And the Chargers come out running. They swing it around the horn, and a three-point shot, no good. And we swarm the rebounder and knock it out of his hands, but that's not going to do South Georgia State able to bring it across. 2:29 to go in the first half, 43-27. They work it around. They find somebody on the near side, baseline shot, no good. And we come down with a rebound. And one of the Hawks kind of slow getting back up. Nelson, no good. It's blocked. He gets it off of another player. Three-pointer open. And yes, it's good.
You know, that really could have been a 4-point play.
Technically, yeah, I believe it could. But I think they called it. Well, it's not a timeout. I'm not sure what they.
I hope they counted it, but either way, that's a really nice stroke. And again, those are the looks that you want, right? So when you can take a couple of passes and even pass up one semi-open shot to find a better one, that's going to be the difference that goes a long way in trying to cut this lead down.
I think during halftime, I'm going to go over to the scorers table and figure out what these last three, just all of a sudden breaking the action and then taking it out. What's being called there? Because I've not seen that before.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to know myself.
All right, another three-point attempt. No good off the glass. We come down the rebound. Get into the hands of Nelson. Little jumper, no good. He hits the deck. Ball goes out, tries to save it, and it's going to be South Georgia State's ball. One of the officials looked at the other to make sure, because there were a lot of hands flying around near that ball. Just kind of unsure.
That's such a tough job in that moment. Even though you're right there on the floor and you have the best sight line, sometimes you're blocked by somebody else. And like you said, so many hands in the way. It's more difficult than you would think trying to get those calls right.
Isaiah Lucas back in the game for the Chargers. Kind of come out and double team a little bit. They work the ball around to the side, back to the top of the key. 14 on the shot clock. And the ball is taken away. Here come the Chargers. Not a single dribble, and almost bound Abraham with a rebound and puts it back up.
Yeah, well,
it was like an old Indiana, and ball's taken away again, old Indiana play. No dribbles, another layup, no good. It's blocked. We get the rebound, put it back in. That's Lucas for the two-pointers there. 43-34, and the Hawks are going to call for a timeout. We'll take one too. 43-34. This is Georgia Highlands Charger basketball. All right, back here with you at the Corral at Georgia Highlands College. It is 43-34 is the score. South Georgia State Hawks are out in front, and they get the ball back after that exchange over on the far side. So, inside a minute. Come out trapping now. Trying to go inside. They break through the middle, and a jam. 22 has just been, that's Wood, that's Giannis Woods. 11-point game now, if my math is correct. Going across court to Lucas. Oh, Lucas, wow. Took that, moved that pivot foot. The classic fake, fade, and walk.
It is classic.
Yeah, you got to, somewhere after you take the stutter step, you got to put the ball on the floor. They're going to call that every time.
That's right.
I know from experience. That happened
So do I.
to me more than once. Alley-oop shot, no, my goodness. He had to come back down with it. A reverse layup instead. 17 seconds to go. Lucas is going to bring it down for the Chargers. Takes it over to the right side. Stops, dishes it over to the far side, and back to the top of the key. Hopkinson goes up, and he dishes it, tries to get a little floater to go. No good. We get the rebound. And missed an attempt. Layup. Lucas just could not get the handle on the ball. He was trying to shoot the ball and kind of grab it at the same time to hold it, but it didn't work out for him. So we're at the halftime mark here, and it is 47-34. Georgia State, South Georgia State Hawks out in front. They're going to go in and regroup a little bit, and we'll see what Coach JJ and his team puts together for the second half. Stay with us. We got more second half action right here. Georgia Highlands College Charger basketball. All right, we're ready for the second half here at the Corral at Georgia Highlands College. And Danny, at the first half, the Chargers made a good comeback. Still a little short right now. I believe about 13-point deficit. But kind of give me your opinion of the first half quickly.
Well, Tony, more than anything, what hurt us was that middle stretch. And it wasn't necessarily a lack of effort or even a lack of talent. It was just a lack of mental ability to just kind of stay in the game and stay composed. If Georgia Highlands can just calm themselves down a little bit, I think they'll be in good shape. They're a little bit against it, and it's a tough team, but they've got the ability, if their three-point shooting is good, to come back and make this interesting.
All right, Danny's going to take us through the second half here, so I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Danny Katula for the second half play-by-play.
All right, thank you, Tony. Getting us back underway to start the second half. It's South Georgia State in blue moving right to left for you. Of course, that leaves Georgia Highlands going left to right in their white jerseys. Up top, that is number 2, Jordan Moore. He'll swing it to the right side. Into the short corner, double teamed. It's back out to Moore. Wanted to switch to the left now, dribble that way. Bounces to the left, Kyrique Davis. Davis trying to drive inside, good defense. And at the top of the key, Joseph Bell is stopped. It's not an ideal shot and an air ball. In fact, rebound is picked up by Payne on the backside. Top of the key, that is Hopkinson. He gets it back. Swings to the left wing, and that's the guy you want shooting it. It is Nelson. He didn't drop it. And a long cross-court pass. That was a problem in the first half, and it continues to be. A rebound on the backside is good by Yanis Woods.
Now, anytime you miss a big three like that and they come back with a big snowbird too, that hurts you.
Yeah, it sure does. But going the other way, that will stop the bleeding a little bit. Mohamed Kante knocks it in, the guard from the Bronx. So a minute gone in the second half, and it is, again, a 13-point game. That's how we started just a minute ago. We'll see what South Georgia State draws up this time. Well, it's a turnover. Nice defense. They'll throw it long. And Highlands will get a foul, although the bucket won't go. It always hurts when you go down and you take the brunt of the contact and the foul's on you.
Well, this is a brand new floor, and it's got a nice soft cushion on it. That was a big thump, but good. It was good to see him get up anyway, because that can be a bad injury.
Yeah, right you are. At the line shooting to Jaquan Nelson. He is the team's leading scorer, has got just over 17 points of contests. Out of right here in Rome, went to Alexander High School and knocks down the first one. Local product, 6'1" forward, a little bit undersized. He can shoot it, though. That certainly helps. He goes 2 for 2 at the line. 2 really beautiful ones, too.
Now, he was a big player at Rome High School, and then his senior year, he went down to Alexander. It was good to have him back in the fold here.
And he's certainly enjoying his first season back, a freshman, but not playing like it. Inside, nice little spin move, keeps the set alive, and the three did everything but drop. No good from Joseph Bell. It looks good, but Highlands will take the break and go the other way. Thought about the three. He'll kick it to the top of the key instead. That's Kante, and he can't drain it. Did a good job in the first half getting to the rack, but he could not score from outside. That continues, and it's out of bounds on the rebound attempt. Ball belongs to the Hawks. See, full court pressure this time. We saw that from GHC to varying degrees of success. And this will be on the wrong end of the degrees of success we were hoping for. And yet another alley-oop. That's kind of the risk that you run when you try to go full court pressure like that. Conte the other way got 4 guys to jump, and one of them blocked it.
Yeah, 4-on-1 is not an ideal offense to be in.
No, you don't like those odds, do you? Top of the key, this will be Jordan Moore. And they'll swing it to the short corner. Elbow, that one's stolen. Conte's been all over the place.
That's good play by the Georgia Highlands Chargers. They need some big spark right now to get them going. They really need to try to figure out how to get those 3 pointers to fall.
Yeah, that was really helpful in that first portion of that first half. They were up 10-2 early on, if memory serves, and obviously that evaporated pretty quickly. Back on the line, that's the good news. It's Jaquan Nelson. Perfect on his last trip. And he'll start this one perfect as well. Those are just clean free throws. Nothing but net every time.
I believe that gives him his, let's see, I think his 7th point of the game.
Knock in another one. Let's see if we can figure that out. Yeah, so he had 6 to start the second half, and he's added 4 at the free throw line. I think that'll give him 10. Yeah. We say goodbye to our producer friends who have been next to us.
He's got a big family movie night waiting on him when he gets home.
That's what I heard.
I think they're getting some pizza and some. Of course, they didn't invite us over, so I'm a
little offended.
I'm a little hurt.
That might have been something I said. I don't know. That's really where I'd like to be, watching the Texans-Ravens game, have some movie night afterwards, a pizza, anything inside, really. That's what I need. Back underway here, South Georgia State, and a drive inside by Moore. Pass wasn't quite where it intended to go, and some nice active hands. Conte again, he's been making that a trademark of his defensive play. Not the best of passes, but Hopkinson still picks it up long, too, and it goes.
That is exactly a good way to jumpstart this offense right now with a little turnaround jumper like that and getting it inside 10.
Yeah, I mean, they say it's bad shot selection that long, too, but never bad when it goes in. And we'll see Kyrie Davis on the ball. Under a lot of pressure defensively. He'll drive inside anyway. Got through 3 guys, and he knocks it in on the left side. That's a strong layup.
Lucas did a really good job just forcing him to go to the inside.
To the top of the key, it's Conte again. Left wing. Jakeem Payne still with it. Got to get it moving. He does. Got 5 seconds when it's a dead ball to get it out, and he did. Underneath, that's a decent pass inside, and it did touch South Georgia State last, so even though it didn't quite find its intended target, still going to stay with the Chargers here in the corral.
Only got about 11 seconds on the shot clock, so they're going to have a fast developing play here.
Still early in the second half, down 11, and that'll certainly help. It's a foul, shouldn't be a shooting foul. They are going to get Yanis Woods, who him alongside Lay Davis, they were both 2 very, very difficult guys to stop underneath. That's going to have to be something that GHC keys in on as the second half continues. Right now they're on offense still, and a fresh 20 seconds on the clock. Top of the key, trying to drive. Nelson switches it out to the left. A 3 ball in the corner, no good. Nice defensive rebound. And the Hawks are going to try and go quickly, as always. Well, that was ambitious.
Well, I tell you what, I think they've had about 10 alley-oop shots like that, and they've worked well, but when they don't, it really is embarrassing.
Yeah, and it's going to have to start to be a statistic like free throws or three-pointers or something. 10 for 20 on alley-oop attempts. They've taken a lot. 3 balls no good on the right short corner from Jakeem Payne going the other direction.
He got a good look at the basket, but they just aren't falling. Wow, that's a mystery.
That's been the story of the afternoon so far. Still keeping themselves in it, though, with defense so far in the second half. Davis passes out of the double team, driving inside. Well, it was Davis, but he couldn't get it to go. There's 2 Davises, by the way. It was Kyrie who gave it to Lay Davis. No good on the left side layup attempt, and Georgia Highlands will send the long ball. It's Nelson again. He'll pop a 3, and it looked really good coming off his hands, but it didn't fall.
Didn't have enough rebounders underneath. All he had was 2. He had 2 players that stayed back, and one of the things that get me, he didn't follow his shot. That kills me. That kills me. I used to get yelled about that all the time.
It was always rebounds and free throws for my coaches in high school.
Got to follow that shot. I know it looks nice when it goes in and you're backing away, but man, when you got 4 defenders down there and only 2 of your guys underneath the basket for a rebound, you got to give them a little help.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of new faces in for South Georgia State. You got Giovanni Roblejo is the forward, a sophomore wearing number 5, and Amron Horde, also a forward but a freshman. He wears number 11. And he'll get it inside. He has a lot of space. That's a little more than you want to afford inside the paint. Less than ideal, and so GHC back down 13. That's how we started the half. Just under 15 to play in this second period. Conte will hand it off. This is Payne. Still got it. Some nice dribble moves. Left side, it's Nelson. Still with it. Looking for some space, 10 to shoot. Cuts back. Lets it go quickly. Oh my
wow.
Goodness. How do you defend that? Big 3 on the left wing.
It's almost like he short-armed that 3-point shot. It just threw it up in the air, and it did what exactly he was supposed to do.
I don't know how you defend that. It's really good defense on the ball, and he just knocks it down anyway. Left wing, this is Davis, Kyrie Davis. Now it's Horde. He'll launch a 3. I don't think Georgia Highlands realized he could shoot it. The big forward launched it and almost knocked it down. GHC going the other way. Nelson had it blocked. It was tipped, so no travel. Conte faked the three, drives inside. A lot of contact, but no foul, and we'll get one underneath now.
I tell you what, I like what Highlands is doing because they're being aggressive and they're taking the game to the Hawks, and they're not, going down, setting it up and all that. I mean, they're really trying to play some good transition basketball.
Yeah, that's right, and it's starting to yield some results. 10-point game. Tony and I'll be back. 13:48 left in the game. 55-45 your score. Georgia Highlands trying to keep this one close. Back with you, 13:48 to play in the contest, and Georgia Highlands on the long road back to getting themselves what would be a really important win. Both teams undefeated, if you weren't with us in the first half to hear that. And we'll see which one will stay that way. Tony and myself, Danny Katula, back with you. Top of the key, it's Muhammad Conte. And left wing, another three. That one's an air ball, bit of a heat check that time. Not quite what you wanted as far as shot selection, although really hard to fault Nelson for taking anything today. It's up to 13 points. Left wing, that's knocked inside, kicked back out, right wing. Chance to drive, maybe. It was Moore who dished it off, and a nice little cut. The basket doesn't go on the lay-in, and so Georgia Highlands will benefit. And are we going to have a jump ball? Yes, we are. Possession arrow will belong to the Chargers. I think really they've been a little bit fortunate, to be honest, GHC. Some of those shots that were going down, those layups earlier on, are not falling at this point for South Georgia State.
Now, we'll take this an opportunity now for the Chargers to come back and get inside, put this thing down in single digits. A nice big three here would really ignite the Charger bench as well as the five guys on the floor.
Yeah, and the crowd obviously could become a factor here too at home. First home game of the conference slate. Are we going to get a charge? Yes, we are. And you saw it coming. There were a couple times where they were trying to take one and they didn't get the call. I think it's a good decision.
Yeah, the charge, he gets set inside the arc down at the bottom where he comes out. I mean, that is almost no man's land. If you're an offensive player, you're going to get, most likely something's going to get called on you when you make contact like that.
Yeah, it's so difficult to kind of keep all those things in your mind. Left corner three, it rims out, offensive board. That could be a killer if that keeps happening, but that'll help. Turnover, and it's launched down the court. Oh, I think that would have been Charger ball if he would have let it go, but it stays in bounds anyway. Hectic sequence. And can the Chargers get anything out of it? Nice drive kicked out to the right corner. Top of the key, it's Payne. He'll give it off to Nelson. Thought about a shot, 15 to shoot, plenty of time. Payne, that's Conte goes to the ground, and we're going to have a timeout. And I think Conte from the ground called that. It's a good decision. You want to make sure you have this possession. 8 to shoot, still plenty of time to get a good look. This is a time where you'd really like to have a basket.
Yeah, and you know what? That was a good heads-up play there. You got 8 seconds on the shot clock when you come back out, so something's got to progress pretty good. But the thing is, the predicament that let's see, who was that was sitting on the floor? That was Conte. I mean, you got to be careful because you tend to want to roll one side or the other, and that's when they call travel on you. To get the hind end roll. Yeah,
the longer he sits there, the more you're just waiting for him to blow the whistle.
That's call. Right. Not much unless you do the Harlem Globetrotters dribble. And of course, he already picked his dribble up, so not much happening there. But it was a good call. I did find out earlier.
Oh yes.
That the stoppage of play was the was some scoreboard problems, and I don't really understand all that other than the coach for South Georgia State was really yelling about that. I don't know, felt like he didn't get a point added, or Georgia Highlands got 1 point too many, but they were down there at halftime working out a discrepancy, or at least checking to make sure there was not a discrepancy in the scoring, and they finally, basically manually had to go back on what was written down in the scorebook and what was added to the actual stats, and they're able to reconcile that in about 10 minutes.
So that's what he was all worked up about early on in the first half. So it was a point issue.
He didn't feel like he got credit for a basket, and or Highlands got one too many points on or something. It didn't pan out.
And I mean, listen, at this level, when you don't have the live stats to confirm things, or a really a big scoreboard that's got everybody's point totals and things, sometimes you got to trust the scoreboard.
And sometimes it's just a good coaching tactic to
that's true too,
irritate people.
I was going to say get a free timeout, but that too. Missed layup inside. That'll hurt, but they will get an offensive board, and the benefit of that is going to the line to shoot two. That'll certainly work for Highlands. Obviously don't want to miss that layup in the first place, but they will still go to the line for two. 12-19 to go in this one. 10-point game. 55-45 your score. Highlands down 10.
Baldwin is yet to put any points up.
And that continues. He bricks that one. That's just that sound that you never want to hear on a free throw.
That clang.
Oh, that's the stuff of nightmares. Cameron Baldwin will have one more.
Well, I think I'd rather have a cling than nothing at all, because if you miss the whole thing, that silence is deadly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That does hurt, especially in your home gym, because in the away gym they'll start messing with you, start chanting air ball. At home.
All right, well, he's got one in the books now.
Yeah, there you go. And that'll make it a 9-point game. Ooh, I think he stepped on the line.
He stepped right on the line. He took up one step, and that is a great opportunity now for Highlands to kind of chip away at that lead by the Hawks.
That's a good call by the referee who spotted. It was out of bounds. Pathamaraja. And whoa. Well, I don't know about that three-point decision, but another offensive rebound. That's been a huge difference, Tony, has been boards. We're going to see a timeout. Well,
Baldwin was there for the rebound. I think that getting that one foul shot, and now he's got 3 points in the game, but he's a hustler, man. I mean, he's really good on the boards.
Yeah, that's been really important for the Chargers early on in the second half, keeping them in it, helping them mount that comeback, and South Georgia State continuing to struggle on the offensive end. Wouldn't have been backcourt anyway, but it's picked up.
Need a big stop here.
Pathamaraja, right wing, driving inside. Big Davis, he knocks it through. Lay Davis, clean finish. Looking like Nikola Jokic with that finish. It's a big body, but smooth touch at the rim. Oh boy, and we're getting into this situation again. This is not what we want to see. It's about the same time as the first half too, about 7-8 minutes in, where they started to implode on offense. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come, Tony.
Yeah, no, we need a good stop here, and then well, actually we need a couple of good ones just to get this thing in within 5-6 points.
Right wing, it's Kyrie Davis. In the corner, the bench wanted him to shoot it. Pathamaraja from the UK didn't. He passed it to Davis, usually a good decision. Davis clinked it off the back of the iron and driving inside. Transition bucket, no good.
That was a great pass across the lane and a good follow-up by Baldwin to get that missed layup. That's got to make you feel good.
That's third by my count in this second half of offensive boards that he's picked up. That's twice in a row now that he's turned it into points. 57-50 to score, just over 10 to play in this one. Plenty of time. Anything could happen wide open, but he passed it up, Davis. Kyrie drives inside, and he is packed. Both sides of the ball. Baldwin making an impact. Nice little vision. And is that going to be, oh, it's going to be a referee's timeout. I think they're going to count the basket. Oh, it's the injury here. I think it's.
Well, we've got two. We've got a Charger on the floor, and then we had a Hawk up at the after that last shot.
Painful sequence. It was a really good, really out of all of that, the most impressive to me was Jaquan Nelson. He was driving to the basket, knew he didn't have it, and he just looked and saw Payne behind him, found the open pass.
So now within 5 points now, which is exactly where we need to be. We just got to do some more stops and Get this thing within a one-possession game.
Yeah, at this point we're playing pretty much even basketball. 10.5 left. This is going to be Devin Rainey. He is blocked. Lay Davis picks it up, and that touch is just so smooth. Once again, knocks it in, nothing but net. 7-point lead again. Conte composed on the ball right now, still with it, kicks it out left corner. He's been on fire. Oh, and the heat check is gone. But an offensive board and a finish, that'll certainly do for Mohamed Conte.
Yeah, we had 2 Chargers under the basket that time, and Conte was there to pick it up, and now it's a 5-point game once again.
Conte still leading the team in scoring. He had 8 in the first half. I think he's already up to that in the second half too, but inside, that's 2 more points for Pathmaraja.
The Chargers have got to find a way to stop the close and lock that back door.
Yeah, it's a problem in the first half as well. They're so good inside. So many points in the paint for South Georgia State. Hawks really living and dying inside of there. Conte kicks it out. Drive inside. Right wing. Another drive. A lot of drives and pops out for 3, and that one won't go. Nelson, but an offensive board once again. Chargers really crashing the glass. That's certainly going to be a foul, and a pretty heavy one. Jaquan Nelson's going back to the line. Oh, and he is.
He got whacked pretty good.
Beating. Well, and you mentioned this brand new court. It's quite a few players who are happy that there's a new court.
Well, it's soft to a point. I think it looks like he's got a cramp.
Yeah.
Or I would say a Charlie horse. He does.
Yeah.
That calf is really locked up on him. You can see it from up here. It's just,
that hurts.
It's tensing on him. Here comes the Atrium Floyd Health trainer out here to get him taken care of.
Good chance to mention Atrium Health Floyd. They are one of our sponsors here at GHC. And with that, we'll take a break, media timeout, a chance to tend to Jaquan Nelson. We'll let you know his status as soon as we can. And we'll be right back in just a moment right here, Georgia Highlands basketball. Back with you at the Corral here in Rome, Georgia, or thereabouts. 6 Mile community, if you want to be very specific.
It's 6 Mile. It's the town of 6 Mile. No, actually, it's not a town, but yeah.
Unincorporated community.
It is 6 Mile.
However you want to describe that. Just south of Rome. That's good enough for you.
Yeah, we got a couple of gas stations here.
Yeah, we do.
It's
2 Circle K's, actually.
2
Recently
Circle K's
converted
and a
Circle
Subway.
K's. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Right next to each other. I don't know why they're both Circle K. But Jaquan Nelson is at the line. That's the first one he's missed.
There's a story behind the Circle K. I just don't know exactly what it is, but I mean, it's basically they get you coming and going.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, and that's true because it's on both sides of the highway.
I think that's a good business marketing ploy right there. They get you on both sides.
Well, and I'll tell you that it's enough to convince me trying to get across Georgia 20 here. I mean, the speed limit's 65, but people going easily 80 plus, and it's not really a time you want to be crossing the street, so I don't blame them for doing that. And they got a monopoly on 6 Mile, I'll tell you. No other gas stations anywhere around. Here's South Georgia State with the ball. We'll stop talking about gas stations and start talking about basketball for you. A lot of traffic in there in the short corner on the left side, and so they'll kick it out.
I'm a member of the Circle K Coffee Club.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, I'm a card-carrying member.
You get the free coffee? Yeah,
I
do. You go. Mohamed Conte is a card-carrying member of Transition Buckets. He's got another one, 61-57, the new score. And this is about as close as we've seen it in a while. 8.5 to play. I think the Chargers have been drinking their Circle K coffee in the second half. They've come out with energy. And
well, they like old people there, so they like me.
There you go. Always helps. Long pass, and it's going to find its target somewhat miraculously. Driving inside. That's, nearly another bucket. And Coach Merritt wanted a goaltend. He's not going to get it. Nice defense again. The transition's been fantastic from GHC on both sides of the ball. It'll stay with South Georgia State, but that was an easy layup otherwise.
I think what JJ's saying is that he slapped the backboard. That's supposed to be an immediate technical because you're moving the goal, and it's mute now because we get the ball back. But still, that is a.
As the kids say, ball don't lie. They're going to get a bucket on the other end anyway. And that's a timeout. Huge momentum shift. It's a 2-point game. Don't you just love basketball, how quickly things change?
This is reminding me so much of the Roan State game back, I guess it was in December or
early January.
Early January, yeah. They were down by, it was nearly 20 points and came back. They only lost by 1, but, man, the last 10 minutes of that game, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was a day. Interestingly, Jaquan Nelson went off, one of his better days of the season, 26 points, and he went 8 of 11 at the free throw line. There's a lot of similarities to what we're seeing from him.
I'm not sure if it shows the blocks, but I want to say that Baldwin.
Yeah, he had one. Had a big one.
Baldwin and see who had a lot of blocks that game.
That's only showing one.
Showing one, okay. But it might have been
right, though.
It might have been.
That's probably an error.
It might have been something else called that instead of a block, it was just a takeaway or something like that. But he had like 7 or 8 of those, and that got him back in the game. Some good defense there. Now we just got to keep the highlight reel extremely low for South Georgia State.
That's the plan.
We saw in the first half they could put a clinic on.
They sure can.
A drop of a dime.
They sure can. That's looking like some plays you see at. I almost said Phillips Arena. It hasn't been Phillips Arena for a long time, but over there with the Hawks. A three-pointer is going to go down. That's from Lay Davis, and he's shooting it from everywhere and having little resistance. 64-59 the score, and Conte's been a big part of getting the Chargers back in this one. Hands it off, and now it's handed off another time. And the ball's, didn't quite see who that number 0 was. Up top, that's Baldwin. Gives it away, left wing. Trying to drive inside Conte. He is going to be fouled on a block. Got him with the body. Can hardly believe it, but that was the right decision. And it's going to be the 7th foul of the half. That had crept up on me. So it's now single bonus situation for Georgia Highlands. And Muhammad Conte is going to go.
You can't stick that knee out there. A lot of times you try to go bow-legged on somebody, and they tap the knee, and it's going to be a block. Again, from experience. I'm thinking it was a good idea, but it didn't work.
Well, and it's tough as a defender because you're worried about your feet and you're worried about your hands.
Sometimes it's better if you can just take a step. Just go ahead and just take that step and, maybe a step back, and that at least cuts the lane off for him. But, the knee will get you every time.
Man, I can't tell you how many times our coach had us do step slides in practice. Trying to slide that leg over rather than the awkward knee kind of jutting out. That makes all the difference.
That was a big free throw right there.
Yeah, a pair of free throws that make things a much different story as we get down the stretch of this one. 7 and a little bit of change to play. 64-61 your current score. This is Moore. Turns around. He was trying to go down the right side. Left wing. It's Devon Rainey. Rainey pretty far out, not in shooting position, and that is going to be a block as well. Just kind of initiated contact, I think, did Kamani Hopkinson. And so the man out of Lauderhill, Florida, which again is different but awfully close to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He will be committed a foul. Yeah, a lot warmer. I'd like to be there, although where else would you want to be? We got a tight game here. If it's going to be 20 degrees outside, you might as well be here in Rome watching some great basketball. And
they were going to get a reach around there on Lucas.
That's right.
You kind of heard that one. That was a bit of a slap, but it was a good try. He tried to go after the ball.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's still not really a foul shooting situation. Only 3 on the team in the half. Not too many personals that I recall on Lucas, and so might as well go for it.
I don't know if you classify that, categorize that as a shot or a bad pass.
I think he'll hope it was a pass rather than a shot on the score sheet. My goodness.
That was definitely a jam.
He got up and finished that. Late Davis, my goodness, taking no prisoners.
And he answers, Lucas.
That's a good answer by Lucas. I'm still thinking about that monstrous slam. We might hear ourselves on SportsCenter.
The goal just stopped shaking. So
oh, my
there you
goodness.
Go. Yeah.
That was a ridiculous slam, a grown man's dunk. It's still a 4-point game. Doesn't count for any more than 2 on the stat sheet, but my goodness, that's the best play you're going to see.
That was close to a 9 in style points.
Yeah, that's not a 10. That's some really strict judgment there. And that is an offensive foul every day of the week. That's going back our way. Highlands will get the ball back. Nice job to just kind of put himself out there. And that's going to lead to Highlands basketball once again. So we'll have a inbound on the sideline. And we're inching a little bit closer to double bonus now for Highlands. That'll just make things even better. As we finish this one up, Lucas drives. Can't finish off the glass. Gets his own. He is packed. But they'll kick it back out. Conte drives. He is net. Back out to him. Oh, we lost the handle of it. Picked it back up. Oh, and he bounced it off of a defender. It was really unorthodox, but it worked out. Kicked out to the right corner. 3-ball Lucas. It was off, and you could tell from the moment it came off of his hands. Number 0 on number 0, and it's no good on the layup attempt.
Baldwin went up there and just cleared the board with some Windex on that one.
He sure did. Conte trying to finish on the other end. He's blocked. A lot of athleticism on display. Wide open 3-ball. No good. Jones is well off target. Offensive board, and he is smacked. And Kyrie Davis isn't happy about it, but it looked pretty clear from here.
Well, they're really getting physical underneath the basket right now. The bigs are going at it in a huge way, and I think the South Georgia coach really wanted a foul on that. Thought he kind of slammed him on the ground, but
you know, he might have had a case, to be honest. I was thinking they might whistle it.
Maybe.
Tough
maybe.
one.
I don't know. Depends on the angle.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, from a
and after further review,
Charger perspective, I'll certainly take it.
Well, I think where the official was, it was kind of hard to see that because there's so many arms flying around there.
Well, they're moving around so fast, so much transition play right now. It's been the story of the second half, and I think it's favored the Chargers.
We can come up with a lot of excuses, so
Yes, we can. We can with 3 in about 10 seconds.
This is a big one here. We really need to put this one in the hole here.
Cut it to 1 possession on this one, and he couldn't do it. So it remains at 4. 2 chances at points, no good. And so South Georgia State will set one up, and they'll take their time here. Under 5 minutes to play, 4-point game. Chargers still down, as they have been all second half. Wide open, 3-ball in the corner, and it counts. Rolls around and falls. That one's good by Rainey, and so now it's a 7-point game all of a sudden. Going in the wrong direction, and they're starting to lose the ball. They'll pick it up, though. Nice job by Lucas. Left wing, Conte into the corner, back to him. He'll launch a 3. Not his specialty, and he didn't knock it down. Another offensive board by Baldwin. Couldn't get it to go. Another board, 3rd opportunity, and it's good. Knocked down by Conte, and that was a good job to kind of build a bit of momentum before what was an inevitable timeout. I think Georgia Highlands needed to stop the clock.
They needed to stop the clock because it was about ready to get to highlight time, and the South Georgia State coach is livid, swearing it was a 10-second violation there. And it was close. If not, it was close. Maybe, okay, I'll give you maybe 11. But had he already stepped over the line midair, I don't know. Because when I glanced up, all right, it starts with 30 seconds, and it was about right at 19, so he might have had a case for that one.
Yeah, a little bit close, and it is always a little bit scary, you know, as you're trying to get across just in time. It's just such an unfortunate way to give the ball away, right? If you go down and you get a good look and you miss it, oh well, but when you give the ball right back, it's tough. But that time they got it across and got the bucket, so all's well that ends well. 4:14 to go in this second half.
Well, one thing that Georgia Highlands is going to have to do, they've got to stop the three-point shots in the corner because they are killing us over there. And I know everybody wants to collapse inside, and the way the South Georgia State's offense operates, they'll suck you inside, and then they'll throw a man out there in the corner and is usually the best three-point shooter, and that has gotten the Chargers all afternoon.
Yeah, it has. And then on the offensive end, what are you looking for? What types of things are you drawing up right now?
Well, offense, they need to set up a little bit more. I know they're trying to play some good transition basketball, and that's good, but we got to get our best three-point shot shooter out there. And you know what? Go ahead and take and bring them inside and get those 2-point layups in there and get fouled. Force them to foul you inside.
Yeah, it stops the clock, and they're already in double bonus, so that's wise words from Tony. And let's see a drive in here. Bell kicked out. Bell again. Drives inside. Nice
Good
deflection.
steal.
Here they come the other way. One-on-one for now. Help coming defensively. Oh, my goodness. A monster swat. Another highlight reel play underneath. No swat in that one, but the layup's no good. And a foul. That's not where you want to give one away. And it's Lucas who will be called for it. So an opportunity underneath the basket, and they can't get the layup to go.
Well, I'm going to say that was a good foul because it stopped the momentum of a fast break, and probably didn't want to see Lucas commit that foul, but it did stop it, and they've got a couple more they can give away right now.
Yeah, only his third, so he's got to be a little more careful, but not the worst thing in the world. Top of the key, this is Moore. Jordan Moore surveying. He'll go long, and that's intercepted. Chargers knew it was coming after seeing that all game long. Nice pass. Lucas gets this one to go. Doesn't miss on that occasion, and it's a 2-point game.
Oh, man. See, now that's good. Just stay the course. You got something good going here. Don't do any silly things on defense, and watch that guy in the corner.
Yeah, well, he went from the left wing this time. Bell couldn't get it to go. And we'll see if the Chargers could potentially take the lead for the first time since a long time ago. It was about 2:15 p.m. local time last time that was the case. 3-ball, that would do it, doesn't go. And maybe not the shot that you wanted. Certainly not the execution that Kamani Hopkinson wanted from there. And so staying up by 2, the Hawks, they got the ball, and they'll try to bleed this clock a little bit, I think. 2:42 and counting. Over to the right wing, it's Bell. Bell's had the hot hand, although he did miss on the last trip. On top of the key. It's going to be switched to the right side. Trying to drive is Bell. Bell still with it. Finds
watch this wing over here.
Moore wants the 3, takes it, and it's an air ball. No, they should have. How is that not a shot clock violation? Has to be, right? Because it's got to touch the rim.
Well, it did not touch the rim. It did not touch the rim, and so the clock
would have to be a shot clock violation. They reset it.
Yep.
They had reset it, so yeah, they're gonna fix that, remedy the situation. And if you were able to see Coach Merritt, he was pleading for that for a full 5 seconds.
And the coach is saying that he was in his coach's box. And actually, if you see the lines and you look at the lines over there, he was not in his coach's box, but he was a little bit out of his coach's box.
He was. So
technically
venturing out. So maybe got a little bit of
like
the
running
benefit
down
of
the sidelines. You want a timeout, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Lucas, top of the key, left wing. Conte's got it, drives inside, and that pass was deflected, but still picked up. Conte again, tried to go back where it came from, thought better of it.
We need to hurry.
Lucas, 5 to shoot, trying to drive inside, create something, he lost it, and that's a great defensive possession by South Georgia State. Chargers are gonna foul again. That's 4 now on Lucas.
Well, we gotta have that, well, I think that's his 3rd personal, but now it's the 5th. It's the 5th team foul.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so 4 on Lucas, 5 on the team.
4.
So I mean, and to be honest, there's almost a strange situation where when you're down points and you're getting to the end of a game, you want to be closer to 7 because you don't want to have to spend 3 or 4 fouls wasting time, because at a certain point you'll have to waste time. Obviously, we hope you don't get there.
Yeah,
you still got a couple of straight-up possessions of basketball.
Being within 2, we need to not let them get a 3-pointer here.
Yeah, keeping him off the board in general would certainly be helpful. This is Moore. Bell's on the left side. He was asking for it. He got it. He'll take the 3. That's what they wanted the whole time, I think, and he didn't get it. Battle for the ball. Huge one. The coach was trying to call for timeout. He didn't get it. They wanted a jump ball, I think on the Georgia Highland side. I think they might have called a foul. This referee closest to us came in and made a foul motion. Oh, boy, what do we got here? Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Well, I think there was
I think they're going to get a foul here. Let's see.
I think it's going to be a foul rather than a jump ball.
Yeah.
And it was a loose ball, and they're trying to go. JJ is really pleading a good case there. I mean, it makes a point because the same thing happened down here, and they call it a jump ball.
Yeah, right.
Same happens down there, and the very vocal coach.
Oh, this is interesting. They called the timeout, and they weren't eligible to, so they're saying that South Georgia State had possession, and so they're going to get a technical free throw because of an ineligible timeout call. He missed the free throw. Ball don't lie maybe again for the second time, or maybe it's the gym just giving us a good bounce again. Oh, it's a two-shot technical.
Yeah, because I think it was on it was also something else on. I'm not exactly
okay,
sure.
Something separate maybe.
Yeah, I think there was some verbal sportsmanlike
that could
play down there.
That could be. Maybe in that scrum because there are a bunch of people under the – okay. I was going to say, so maybe the timeout would be a one-shot technical, but it wouldn't be two. So they're going with a two-shot technical. Those 2 free throws have been taken. Second one goes in, so we'll split the pair of free throws. Charity Stripe has not been very good to South Georgia State today. That's been a benefit. And then checking in is going to be Payne. Out of the game is Jay-Sean Jones. That's for Georgia Highlands. Underneath the basket after all that, 3-point game, 1:26 to go. A lot of space underneath. Oh, and it's taken away immediately. Fast break, wide open. Gotta have this, and they do! Slam down, 1-point game. Conte knocks it in. 1:15 to go. And now we've got a game on our hands, friends. 1:10 and counting. And just trying to take their time here, South Georgia State. Going to use as much clock as they can and try to get a good shot. 15 to shoot, minute to play. Giving up his shot was Moore. This is Kyrie Davis. Bell has it. Nice defense. It's a 2-3 zone. Look, they give the ball away out of nothing. Unforced error. Chargers could take the lead on this 3. Off to the left, air ball, offensive board, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. That extra putback won't count. There was a foul first, but going to the line for 2. Chance for the Chargers to go ahead.
Well, let's put both of these in, and then we go the 1-point lead, and it's going to have to be some straight defense, tough defense the rest of the way, and good shot selection. So these are big shots right here.
Crucial for Hopkinson. Coming from Lincoln University. Oh, he leaves it short on the first one. So play devil's advocate here, Tony. Let's say that we make this free throw and we're tied. You got 43.1 seconds. Obviously not a fouling situation. I think either way, if you miss this free throw, still you got to play straight up defense. You don't want to foul here.
You got to take some time off the clock, or you got to, I don't know, you got to stop. I would actually foul here.
Okay, so now we make the free throw. Now do you foul? I don't think you can.
No. Now it's all tied up.
You gotta get, if you get a stop, you're in great position.
Yeah.
But even if you give up a 3, worst case scenario, let's say, you got at least 13, probably 15 seconds or more to go down and respond. Well, here we go.
You don't want to give them a 3 this time. They got to watch the guy in the corner. They're moving him down there. So
top of the key. Still with it is Davis. Davis left wing. He's got Nelson on him. 8 to shoot, 20 on the game clock. It's a foul. Oh, boy, there was some contact. Coach doesn't like it. Fans in front of us don't like it. Understandable.
I think they missed the carry.
Yeah.
They forgot that. I don't think they call that anymore for whatever reason. It used to be the old palming of the ball, but that was definitely a carry.
You don't see it very often anymore.
No.
At the line shooting 2 then, it's going to be Kyrie Davis. First one's no good, huge miss, and so we're stuck at 70, 18.8 to play. This rebound right here,
you got to rebound it, go down and put up the 2. Just get down and put something in the basket.
Knocks it in, 71-70 the new score, full timeout. Well, let's keep it here, 18.8 to go. It's South Georgia State by 1, and it's shades of the other day. If it stays like this, another 1-point loss.
The good point is that the Chargers get the ball and they're going to bring it down.
That's
now.
Right.
They really 2 points will win it right now, and you've got the shot clock's going to be off. You got 18.8 seconds. Just work the clock down to about 4 or 5 seconds, and then look for the 2. Take it inside, force them to foul you when you go up for the shot. Be aggressive. They've been aggressive all day long, taking it into the lane. There's no reason to change that right now because you got to probably take a little bigger gamble at home. But that's it. If they can take it inside, drive it inside the lane, force a foul on a shot, then you got an opportunity to win it.
Well, it was 81-80, the final score of the game you mentioned earlier, January 3rd.
We were on the wrong end of that.
Yeah, we were. Lost to Roan State. We'd like to be on the other end of it. 71-70 is this score. Settle in, folks. 18.8 to play. Both teams coming out of the timeout. That was a full timeout charged again to South Georgia State.
I think Highlands has 2 timeouts.
I was going to say, both teams should still have at least one.
And South Georgia State has 1 timeout.
Yeah. It might be a 30 that's left to them, though. Either way, both teams could stop the clock if they need to.
Yeah.
Haven't seen hardly any team charge timeouts. We did have the one on Conte that he took the 30.
Yep.
18.8 to play. Got to go the length of the floor. Got to get some type of bucket. They get it in to full court pressure. It's man-to-man all the way. 15 to play. Down to 13-12. Payne drives, kicks it out. Oh boy, offensive foul. That's the last thing you could have. 9.8 to play, and it's a textbook charge. I don't think he saw him until it was too late trying to drive, and so now 9.8 to play. You have to foul.
You gotta slap an arm as soon as that ball goes in, and hope they miss at least one shot.
Even better would be a steal, some kind of turnover, and we've seen plenty today, so it's not out of the question. It's been sloppy at times.
You also have to watch for the Hail Mary pass. And
it's a good call. They're all forward.
Right there, what I tell you.
That was it. Now they're going to waste some time. They got to get there to foul. They finally do, and that's going to waste a lot of time. Down to 7.3. This is interesting, though. It's only a 1-and-1 because we are only at 9 fouls. So that's the
miss it, take it down and lay it up, and then we're going home.
So here we go. Joseph Bell is at the line, shooting 1-and-1. Got to make this first one.
They're getting their bigs back in. They're getting
Davis.
He's. It's going to be interesting to see how Hopkinson.
Big one here. Bell is good. So 7.3 on the clock. 2-point lead for South Georgia State. Trying to steal one here against Highlands in the Corral.
All right, you got Hopkinson and Baldwin down there to box these big guys out. All right.
And we'll see a timeout as the second one goes in. 3-point game. So now you've got to have a three-pointer. Full timeout, you would imagine, charged to Highlands.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to be – the obvious answer is you got to get Nelson open. And South Georgia State knows that. So who's your next best guy to 3 points? That is going to be, let's see. Well, so far today, Hopkinson has been good. Conte has been good at 3 points. So you do have some options. If you don't have Nelson, you got 2 more. And if they get open and they get a good look, they could sink it, and we've got some free basketball this afternoon. Yeah,
and I mean, I wouldn't consider, or I wouldn't take out of consideration Jakeem Payne, number 3, either. He knocked one down in the first half. And certainly a guy who can score it. But again, like you said, the X factor, the one who you really would ideally like to have the ball, that's Nelson. Yeah, 100%.
So he's got to get a good pick, and the guys have got to be there to rebound. I mean, even though 2's not going to do you a whole lot of good unless you get a foul on top of that. Then
if you're getting it in 1, that's a great situation. Yeah.
There's so many speculative things that can happen here.
That's right.
You could write a book on them.
Yeah, you really could.
The next 7.3 seconds.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the book, 7.3 seconds.
There you go. I'd read it. New York Times bestseller. Just like that.
But they got to go the length of the court. So.
Yeah, that's true. And now in certain levels, I know you would advance the ball with that full timeout. At this level, you don't.
No.
So that's something to keep in mind, too. What are they trying to get it into? They got to get it in. Oh, boy. Oh, they're going to call a timeout. They didn't get to 5 seconds. I was going to say, if that was a 5-second violation, that would have been about the worst way to lose this game.
Well, they did have a timeout to burn. I believe that's their last timeout.
Got to be, 30. So this is interesting because, I mean, Tony, I was looking at it. There were a couple guys open, and it seemed like they wanted one specific guy to get it into. Yeah. And he just didn't get open.
I think they ought to just line them up, have 2 wideouts, and then just go and just toss it down the floor.
Well, and have you seen some of this? A lot of teams will start to use this kind of almost like a football-looking play where they'll all line up behind the line, and they'll all just kind of go their different directions. I've started to see that a lot more at different levels, especially in the college game. And
another way that you could do that is you can have the 4 lined up, you send 3 down, and that's going to immediately, whoever's staying back is going to flinch to go after the others, and then you get the ball in and move it on down. That way you clear them out.
Not a bad idea. We'll see what they come up with. Interested to see if they go with the same thing and try to execute it better, or if they've switched it up now, because now South Georgia State's seen what they're trying to do, at least on the inbound play. Here we go, 7.3.
Yep.
Got to get 3.
All right, they got their 2 receivers down.
5 to go. Got to get a 3. Payne. Good if it goes. No, it doesn't fall. And no foul, so that will do it. They had a chance. They had the look they wanted. Payne just couldn't drop it.
That was the shot. That was the shot. It really was. It just bounced around the rim and popped out. But that was the shot that they wanted, and it just didn't fall for them.
Oh, man, unfortunate way to finish.
What a game.
73-70, as you say, Tony, quite the game, and certainly a valiant effort for the Chargers. They worked hard. They played smart basketball in that second half and made it quite the contest. Just could not come away with it in the end. What made the difference for you?
Well, at the end, is just we just kind of, I don't know, we kind of hurt ourselves in the first half. I think the damage was done in the first half, and we played catch-up the whole time. But, I mean, in reality, it was an incredible comeback. The defense finally got things together in the second half, and even saw the lead for just a little bit. But listen, South Georgia, the defending conference champions, and I think they do have some players back from last year. Again, Highlands playing with a whole new crew. But the thing is, you saw great basketball from 2 really good teams, and we're just now getting started. I think the 3rd game. 4th game for some in the conference, and being 2-1 is really not a bad place to be right now as it gets down to tournament time. But they've got a makeup game on Tuesday against Chipola, and then another Andrews College, I believe, comes in for a special doubleheader on Wednesday the 24th. Lady Chargers start at 10, and the men start right after that game around 12 o'clock. So it'd be a good night. I think there'll be a lot of people here. It's kind of a special thing for the employees and staff here at Georgia Highlands College. I think some school kids and buses and some rec league folks and stuff like that are going to be here too. So it's going to be a big game, and be nice to kind of pack the corral out and go in. But hey, no need to hang your head or feel bad. It was just so close again, so close, and it starts clicking after a while. But Danny, it's been fun calling the game with you. We'll probably have many, many more, and folks can kind of catch you on the baseball, softball side. That starts like the 31st, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Also.
Later this month. Brand new facility for Georgia Highlands. First
absolutely.
time ever in program history they'll play on their home floor.
Yeah, so we'll have several more here, and then looking forward to tournament time. It'd be great if we could host it here.
That'd be fantastic.
South Georgia State's going to have to lose a game or two, so we can take that. But anyway,
that's right.
All right, thanks for joining us on Georgia Highlands Charger basketball. We'll see you next time.